Welcome to Newentown. In this series, I'll be founding and building up my own settlement, hiring and taking care of villagers, and defending my town from the hostile forces of the Nether as I work to defeat the immortal Tyrant Wither. You can play along by downloading the Newentown data pack for free with the link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe or check out my Patreon to keep an eye on when new videos come out. Okay, looks like we have started in a tree again, but not a bad spawn. Looks like we're in a forest and we've got some sheep over there to get some early wool from. Let's go ahead and get down to ground level here. And as always, our journey begins by collecting some wood. But since we're playing with Newentown, collecting our first log also means getting the town charter. We'll use this to start our settlement, but first, let's get some basic supplies. And now with some tools, wool, and a little bit of cobblestone, it's time to find a place to found our settlement. The best locations are usually relatively flat areas that's going to let the town conform to the terrain best, so we'll probably want to check out these plains here. It seems kind of hilly over there, so let's head this way. Oh cool, a village! Even though we're founding our own village, having some starting resources from an existing village will be very helpful. Primarily this hay is going to be really nice, as well as some crops. Don't worry, you can keep the potatoes. Oh, big cave. Doesn't quite go to deep slate level, but I do see some exposed coal, iron, quite a bit of iron actually, and it's a dripstone cave, which means it's going to have both dripstone, which will be great for a lava farm, as well as just a higher concentration of copper. Some apples, emeralds to trade with, some early food, some more crops. I'm not a monster, you can keep the potatoes and the beetroot. Sugarcane is useful as well. Want to get that started growing as quickly as we can. We'll go ahead and take a bed here. And now I think we can look for somewhere to start our own town. There's a lot of flat area off over here, so I think I'll head this direction. I think here looks like a good spot for our settlement. So we'll go ahead and use our town charter. We see where the wagon is going to get placed, so we can start our settlement. Beautiful. We have successfully settled at this location. If you're new to the channel, Newentown is my data pack that lets you build a modular settlement starting from this settler's wagon here. We'll need to find a feather so we can get the recipe book from the town planner here, but it is getting a little bit late, so first we want to make sure that we are ready to sleep. Get our bed placed down, respawn point, and let's clean up our inventory as well. We'll hold on to these building permits for later. And now that it's morning, we can go out and try to find a chicken. I do see a ruined portal over here too, and hopefully there'll be some coal exposed on this hill. Where is your chest? There it is. Wow, an enchanted golden apple is nice. Oh my gosh. Fire protection chest plate I'll take. And just some other odds and ends. Looking spiffy already. Ah, there is one of the structures, or at least the water stream from one of the structures added by Newentown. It's a little bit dangerous. We're definitely not ready to go check that out yet. Oh, I hear a chicken. You down here? Yes. Give me a feather. Heck yeah. Ooh, some iron. A little less useful without coal, but we'll find some soon. Oh, there's some right here. Great. All right, let's get back to the wagon. Get this sugarcane planted on the way too. And now with this feather, we can buy our recipe book. So this recipe book contains all of the recipes that we can build with Newentown. So we could build a mine, a lumber mill, or a wizard tower. I think we definitely want to start with a mine. That's going to start helping us get some stone production, which will end up getting deposited in this hopper here in our wagon. We need a few materials for that, and we're going to start with some logs. We'll go ahead and replant some saplings so that we don't run out of logs. And next up, we need an iron pickaxe and an iron shovel. We only have 2 raw iron right now, so we're going to have to do a little bit of mining. With one of our iron though, I went ahead and crafted a shield. The goal is to get much more iron, so I don't think losing one will be too much of a sacrifice. It's getting late, so I think after we sleep, we'll plan on going back to the village and go down into that big cave that we saw over there. As a side note, I'm playing with some new shader settings for 1.21, so if you like them, please let me know. I'm using complementary unbound shaders, but with some custom settings that I think just look a little bit nicer for videos. All right, let's make our way over to the village. And we need a safe way down into this cave. I think there's a couple of pools of water down at the bottom that we could jump into, but then we wouldn't have a convenient way back up. So I think instead we're just going to... There we go. Okay, let's head down here. Oh, hello, creeper. Are you stuck? I appreciate it. Wow, that was the easiest creeper of my life. Let's get this area lit up before we start mining too much. Hard to tell in daylight, but I think that's probably sufficient. There's definitely a lot of iron down here, as well as coal and copper, both of which we're going to need for another recipe. So we'll get all that collected now as well. Sure sounds like there are some mobs directly below us. 18 iron and 39 copper I think is more than enough. I think we'll just gather all of the stone that we need and then head back to the surface. Well, most of the stone we needed anyway. We can mine some more stone back at the wagon. I've gone ahead and crafted up our iron pickaxe and iron shovel that we're going to need for our mine, but I'm not going to put them into the site planner yet because New in Town recipes actually allow damaged tools, so we can use this to gather up the stone that we need before we're ready to actually build the mine. I already have 32 stone smelting along with the rest of our iron, so that'll help us save some time smelting and mining. We don't need quite as much stone from this journey here. It's a new day, and while our stone is smelting, I think I want to do a little bit of landscaping around our wagon here. We picked a pretty flat area, but I do want to space out some of our buildings away from our wagon. And you'll notice that we are on top of a very slight hill that goes off in this direction. Both of these things can be solved with New in Town. We'll go ahead and collect a little bit of dirt here, grab some seeds from our chest, and we can go ahead and place some dirt in here along with 8 seeds, put them all in the site planner, then we right click to activate, and build us an empty plot. So now we have 3 more site planners, just like the ones that are surrounding our wagon, that we can add more buildings to. And then later, once we have more stone, we'll be able to build some downward staircases to go down this hill here. For now, let's put another empty plot right here. And that'll help flatten out this area too. At some point we may build some upward staircases going these directions, since there is a little bit of an incline here too. But at least for now, this will give us a little bit more space to work with. I think we'll plan on building our mine right here. That'll also help to flatten out this area, and also give it a little bit of space away from our wagon. Our stone is still smelting, so I think I'm going to go back to that village cave and gather up some other resources that we're going to need for our next site. Specifically, right now we need some deep slate and some tuff. Oh, there's a little bit of iron that I left here. So I do see a cave going off that direction. Let's see if it goes any deeper over here. Looks like it does. It does go to deep slate level, so that's good. We'll be able to get the deep slate we need. Hello, skeleton. We need to find a way down there first, though. Is there any water up here we can exploit? Not really. I should have made a bucket before coming here. Well, we'll just mine a little staircase down. We could use the stone anyway. Ow. Now that we've secured the area a little bit, we can actually do what we set out to do. There's a mine shaft here, but right now I want to stay focused. We need some deep slate and some tuff. So we'll want to go just a little bit lower. It looks like we've got a nice waterfall for it. Might as well grab some dripstone while we're here. And I see you, creeper. So many creepers. Okay, and there's the tuff we need. We'll grab this first because we can get the deep slate anywhere. Okay, that's all we need. Get a little deep slate from right here. And that should be enough to set us up for later. Grab this too, and let's get out of here. Looks like it is just barely nighttime, so we might run into some mobs on our way back to the wagon, but hopefully they won't be too much of a problem. Alright, back home safe. The deep slate is smelting for the next site we're going to build, but we now have everything that we need to craft our mine. Like I said, we're going to build it over here, so let's go ahead and get the recipe here in the site planner, and drop our building permit in the middle, right click, and there is our mine. It's not a whole lot to look at, but it does come with a miner villager, and this is going to produce 12 stone for us every day, smelted stone, that we can use for more New in Town recipes. But now we need to craft new iron tools, at least a new iron pickaxe. So normally at this point in a New in Town playthrough, the next thing I'd want to build is a lumber mill. However, this time I want to try something a little bit different. I'm going to build a golem factory, which is a new structure added by the New in Town Golems add-on that I made just for this series. That requires the 12 copper that I smelted up a little earlier, the 32 deep slate that we have smelting right now, and it also needs tough bricks, which means we're going to need a stone cutter. So we'll smelt up some stone for that. Let's go ahead and get what we have of the recipe filled in, and our building permit. We also need a smithing table, so that's 2 more iron. We can place down our stone cutter to get the tough bricks that we need. And there is our daily resource drop. So every day at noon, our mine is going to deposit 12 stone into this hopper here. And once we have a lumber mill, that will deposit oak logs into this hopper here, which is where I'm storing the oak logs that I have extra. But now our deep slate is smelted up, so we can go ahead and craft our golem factory. Right, everything's in place. Go ahead and craft. Perfect. So now with this golem factory and the golem workbench back there, we'll be able to craft custom golems to follow us around and help us on our quest. We have a few golems available to us, but I think we're going to start with an oak golem, since that'll help us generate a steady supply of food. Now for that we're going to need a pumpkin, and in fact we'll need some pumpkins for all of the golems, so we'll need to do a little bit of adventuring. There's not really a good strategy to finding pumpkins, you kind of just have to get lucky. So I think we'll just pick a direction and hope for the best. Anything off in that direction? That's a pig. It's easy to mistake pigs for pumpkins, but the difference is that pumpkins don't have curly tails. Ooh, is that a pillager outpost? That is pretty dangerous, but they might have training dummies. Yes, looks like they do. I think they're already carved, so it's not a long-term solution, but it does allow us to get at least a couple of golems. We want to sneak in, steal the jack-o'-lanterns, and leave. Okay, we're out of here. Oh, hello. I'm leaving. Ah! Okay, we want to head back home now before it gets too late. Okay, phew, just in time. So we got our first nether attack because we built some structures. We want to get to sleep first before we tackle that. Phew, okay. Alright, so we gotta take out those soul fires to stop the wither skeletons from coming through. But of course that means fighting the wither skeletons between it. Okay, we want to climb up here. Okay, so we took out the portal, now we just gotta take care of these tyrant scouts. Great. As our town expands, we'll have to deal with more and more dangerous nether attacks like this one. But for now, they start off pretty easy. Let's put out these fires here, and we got a building permit out of that. Let's go ahead and unload here, and now we can craft our first golem. So we'll come over to our golem workbench, and I believe the recipe was 4 wood, a hay bale, and a carved pumpkin. Great. And let's spawn our oak golem companion. There he is. Hey, little buddy. So now this guy is going to occasionally give us some free food out of his head. Not a whole lot, but should be enough to keep us going. And not only that, he'll also follow us around with his adorable little walk. And now with our oak golem companion, a mine, a golem factory, and our wagon, I would say this has turned out to be a pretty good start to New in Town. Next episode, we'll plan on building a lumber mill as well as getting a proper house set up. If you'd like to play New in Town yourself and craft your own town, you can check out the link to download that for free in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to get notified when new videos in the series come out. Thanks for watching!